welcome back to the Autry Benton Show. Today we've got a local legend and celebrity with us today, and I'm in what you would consider his studio, so I'm a little bit nervous to have Greg Rowles. Thank you for joining us, Greg. You know,
local legend. Now I've gotten to that age.
I'm a little nervous because usually you're in this chair asking the questions.
Yeah.
So.
You know, and I will tell you, being in that chair is a tough job. It's a tough gig, but I enjoy it. I'm like you though. I just enjoy visiting with people and hearing stories.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what this is all about. You know, so thank you for having me on the show and my sidekick, our Dolly. She'll chill out the whole
tell
time.
us about Dolly.
Yeah, so Dolly is a rescue from Kind Keepers. She's a year and a half old. She's a Bernedoodle, and she was there for a day. I went to adopt her, and Brandy, my bride, said, you know, we just lost a couple pets, and she said, man, you know, she said, hey, I don't think this is the time. I said, okay. Well, unbeknownst to me, she had already adopted her.
Oh.
And then actually, they brought her out on stage in the middle of a show, and a baby. Baby carrier, the stroller.
Yeah.
I cried like a baby.
Aww.
It was so good. So
that was a very thoughtful gift.
You ain't kidding. That was a year ago. She's only a year and a half old, and she spends a lot of days. This is familiar territory. She'll come and hang out. She's kind of the sidekick, and she just kind of, as you see, just chills out, lays down. But that's good. I encourage people to adopt. Not shop, but they have an opportunity to do that. Yeah,
absolutely. You know, little things like that, you just add so much to the community. It's not fake for you. It's just genuine.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I met you, I mean, like, you were just so welcome. And I think you're that way with everybody, man. You love people. And I think that's what's special about you.
That means a lot.
Good. Man, I'm interested to get to know a little bit more. I want to jump back in time a little bit. Where'd you grow up at?
Yeah, Fredericksburg, Virginia. Fredericksburg surrounded by Stafford, Spotsylvania. But I grew up born in Mary Washington Hospital and went to high school there, went to community college there, and I grew up, you know, with a guitar in my hand, literally. Listen to my dad played music. He was a weekend warrior, and so I'd fall asleep on dance hall tables starting at the age of 4.
Wow!
And I've told that story many times, but I mean, I remember they'd wake me up. Come, okay, Greg, it's time to go home. You know, 1 o'clock in the morning. That's when they cut the lights back on. Everybody starts packing up. And,
that was your early memories.
Yeah, of music. You know, didn't go every Saturday night, but when I could go on a Saturday night to a dance, oh my gosh, it was incredible watching him play.
Yeah. So tell me about your mom.
Thank you. Mom and Dad are both in heaven.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's quite all right because it gives me comfort knowing that they're together. And I've truly believed that. I know where they are, and I'll get to see them again one day. And but she was a domestic goddess, right? She worked until the day that she found out she was pregnant, and then we were lucky enough that Mom stayed home with us during all those years. But she was part of the band, our family band that Dad had formed. Mom, Dad, my brother, my cousin, my aunt, and me. Yeah. And she sang harmony to Dad and played rhythm guitar.
Wow.
In fact, I've still got the first new guitar she ever had. Yeah. It's on the wall at the house, and my son will pick it up every once in a while and play it. So I get great satisfaction. But she was the disciplinarian. She could, you know, hit you like 50 yards with a slipper. You know, if she couldn't find anything else, she was going to go for, come back here, you know. And she was like a 5'2" ninja, you know. You don't want to make that lady mad.
Well, I'm sure you were a good kid.
Angel, halo.
Yeah.
So she was the one that Dad only had to say, hey, you want me to come up there? You know, and that you'd shut you up. But Mom, she didn't. She'd rather, you know, she'd get a belt or whatever it was when it was time for a whooping, and we gave her plenty of reason for that every once in a while, but she was a sweetheart, and I know that's where I got my gift of gab from, because she did not know a stranger. She was one of 14. 14.
Wow.
And she told this to me all the time. She said, I didn't sleep by myself till I got married. You know, yeah, take you a second. But so I'm a
little slow.
Right. They had a 2-bedroom house. It's still there. It's a farmstead. The homestead is still there. Yeah. And that's where I learned how to churn butter, milk cows, feed chickens. They had a 2-hold outhouse. 2 holes,
Oh,
like
wow.
Rockefeller stuff.
Okay.
And I couldn't figure this out because they had electricity in this outhouse,
Yeah.
right? They had a yellow light bulb in there
Yeah.
and a Ma Bell phone book.
Yeah.
That you rip pages out of. I'll let you fill
yeah.
in the blanks there.
Yep.
But I asked Mom one time, I said, why are there 2 holes in the outhouse?
Yeah.
She said, well, honey, every once in a while, there's 14 of us. Once in a while, you can have company. I was thinking, there's a lot of things I want to do with my brother, but just sharing those moments, not one of them.
We'll figure something out.
Exactly. But she came from. I had 44 first cousins, big family. Sundays were non-negotiable. You had to go visit. We go drive out in the country. Mom and Dad would throw us in her metallic brown 1971 Thunderbird 427 4-barrel, and Dad would mash the gas and head out to Spotsylvania County. It would move.
Yeah.
And we'd stop halfway, get a yoo-hoo. We go out there and then visit. When I say visit, everybody sat around and visited. And Nana still cooked on a wood stove to the day she died.
Yeah.
So if 4th of July was 100 degrees outside, it was 141 degrees inside because she was still cooking on a wood stove. But everybody got together, Autry, and visited. And they see each other every Sunday. And that's what you sit down and caught up.
And I think a lot of things have been great with technology, but I think we've lost some of that in our world today. Stopping and visiting.
Amen. My Dad used to say, the garage door was the worst invention ever made. And I said, Dad, why is that? He said, because everybody opens his garages, they pull in, and the garage door closes behind them. Nobody sits on the front porch anymore and saying hello or waving at people coming by.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's kind of a day gone by. Listen, I'm guilty of. We do break bread together now as family, but my schedule is all over the map, kind of like yours. But I don't know a lot of families that now just sit down every night, 6 o'clock, whatever it is, and break bread together. Everybody's scattered. Everybody, mom and dads are taxi drivers, short order cooks, and everybody's got to go.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Yeah, I think if anything good came out of COVID, and there was a lot of bad, but it did slow us down just a little bit, families to kind of get to know each other again.
Amen. I learned how to play Yahtzee again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People were doing things that they hadn't done in a long time. And people would stop by the house. I mean, and everybody, I was keeping distance, but people were talking because people were going outside walking, right?
Yeah.
We happened to be living at Market Common at the time, Autry, during that time. And I'm with you. I know a lot of bad things out of COVID, and I don't want to, discount any of that.
Yeah.
But for us, it was a time of reconnection.
Yeah.
As a couple, as a family, with total strangers, we made friends with during that time.
Absolutely.
Great observation. Yeah.
Yeah. Good deal. So music was always a part of your life. Did you instantly love music? Did you feel it? Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing to hear music in the house because Dad was always playing a guitar. Mom was singing. She was playing guitar. So growing up in it. And I take it for granted now because when I sit and play guitar, Dad also said this. He said 2 things would bring people together: music and food. I don't care your religious background, your political affiliation, your race, your color, your creed. You start playing music and put down a chicken casserole, and people are going to be getting along. People are getting together.
We're going to make world peace.
Yes, I mean, come on, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I was always around music. I loved it as a kid, and I love it. I will tell you, I'm 60 years old. I love it more than I ever have in my life.
Really?
Love it.
Yeah.
And during the pandemic, I reconnected with that thing right there. Because I played all the time, but now I was playing for, it was just therapy for me.
Yeah.
As it has been for many years. But it became my profession, my job. And so I wasn't picking it up every day like I used to. And during the pandemic, that's when I thought I was leaving musical theater. I started doing one-man shows. And I was going back to basics when I was 19, going out in restaurants with me and that. No tracks, just singing and playing. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, man, I got 10,000 questions I want to ask you, but you just spurred one in my mind. Was like, I know you're in production life, but is there time just you and that guitar? Where does your mind go? Do you play something else? Do you try to create? Do you I don't know if that question makes any sense.
No, it does. I sit and noodle on it a lot. Guitar pickers and piano play. We noodle, just kind of floating around the neck. But I will tell you, me being the country guy, playing traditional country music most of my life, and but during that time of thinking I was going to retire a little bit and playing around the kitchen table, I started singing songs that I had never sung before.
Okay.
And maybe I'll do one here for you in a little while.
Yeah.
But Brandy would sit around and ask me to sing certain songs. I said, I've never done that song before. I'm going to sit and chart it out and work it out. So I did the same thing. It kind of reverted me back to my childhood. But the cassette, you sit and listen to the licks over and over again.
Yeah.
I can't read music.
Yeah.
I don't read music. It's all by ear.
Wow. That's God-given, brother.
It is. It truly is. And I admire people that can read. I just don't. But it's been therapy for me. So I'd sit and work on songs that I haven't done. And you were telling me about this young man who was on the show a couple weeks ago. Well, there are kids up in Duluth. I don't even know their names, but you get on YouTube and they'll show how to play something correctly. I remember finding out songs I've gone, oh my gosh, I've been playing it wrong my entire life, and then getting on YouTube and there's some kid somewhere that's, the whippersnapper, right? And he is on fire, and I love that. I love seeing kids because they're sponges,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always been part of my life.
Yeah.
As long as I have the ability, Autry, I'm gonna continue picking and playing.
What was besides your family, who was some other musical influences that you love, that just influences you love? I know there's a lot. Probably. Yeah,
there have been. Ernest Tubb, but going back to he was an Opry member in the 1940s. Roy Acuff, Marty Stewart, Conway Twitty, probably one of my largest influences. I saw him.
Great vocalist.
Great vocalist and great entertainer. And CCMF came through not too long ago, and I don't know when this is airing, but it came through, and my kids went to this festival. When I was a kid, I was going to go see Mel Tillis and Conway Twitty. I saw Mel Tillis, Barbara Mandrell, and I loved all of them, but I loved watching, because I was in it, I loved watching these entertainers. I was a student. I soaked up everything that I could. I watched T-Haw every week, thinking.
That's good entertainment.
It was, for me. It was good, clean entertainment, and I learned a lot about musicianship and watching these guys. Mom and Dad, for graduation, high school graduation, they took me to Nashville. Oh my God, I got to go to Opryland, where I eventually ended up working, but they took me to see a taping of Hee Haw. So it took them 3 hours to do a 1 hour show. And it was backstage at Studio A at the Grand Ole Opry House, and I thought, man, I've died and gone to heaven, man.
Wow.
And then they took me to a live performance at the Grand Ole Opry. And
what was that like, walking in there first time?
It was unbelievable. Of course, I was in the seats, but I was watching my heroes, all of my musical heroes, on stage. That was what I aspired to do. That's where I aspired to be when I was a kid. I thought, if I can make it inside that circle, I will have made it. And I've done the Opry dozens of times.
So take me through graduating high school, kind of through your career a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You got it. No, you got it. I feel like I should be drinking a glass of sweet tea on the front porch here. This is great. So I started. I took drafting for 3 years in school. And Dad worked for an architectural engineering firm. And I keep looking around the studio because I'm always used to pandering to an audience,
No, you're good.
Thank you. And so I started drafting for the company he worked for up in Northern Virginia, in Arlington and Fairfax County. And so I did that, and then I started processing plans for this company. I was a permit processor, site plans, record plats, all those kind of things. And within a year and a half, I opened up my own small consulting firm called LG Rowles and Associates.
I like it.
I didn't have any associates, but I thought it sounded really good, and I gave myself the title of county liaison.
Oh wow!
Woo, come on now, that's Rockefeller stuff right there. So I would walk permits, process record plats and site plans, and all these folks in these jurisdictions, the county inspectors, the fire marshal, right, the water authority, they all knew my dad. Hey, you're Lou Rowles' boy. Hey, come on in here. And I figured out real quick it wasn't what I knew, because I didn't know a whole lot, Autry, but I knew a whole lot of people. My dad knew a lot of people because he'd been in that business for a long time, and it got me through so many doors. And so I had that company. I had that happen for 4 years, and the recession there at the end of the 80s, beginning of the 90s, put a lot of people out, including me. So I started applying for jobs in the Tennessean, the Nashville newspaper, because to get unemployment, you had to turn in so many applications a week. Well, commercial came on the Nashville network at the time, and it was auditions for Opryland USA. Ralph Emery was saying, hey, come on and audition. Well, they had auditions throughout the entire country. Mm-hmm. I went to the audition at the Kennedy Center in Washington with 700 people. I didn't realize I'd never been to an audition, so I didn't know what it was going to be like. Yeah. Audition with 700 people. I waited 6 hours to get my spot. Sang 2 songs. They cut me off halfway through both songs. I thought, well, this ain't going good. I don't know what this.
What'd you sing?
I can't stop loving you, an old Don Gibson, Ray Charles song, and I did "Don't Rock the Jukebox," Alan Jackson.
Oh man!
But they cut me off, and I thought, okay. But they pulled me at the table like they would, 4 people at this table. They said, we want you to do a callback, and I said, okay. What's a callback? I didn't know.
You're learning.
I'm learning. And all I know is I had a real cool mullet at the time and pointy boots.
Did you really?
A belt buckle the size of that.
I'd love to see that picture.
Oh, yeah. Award-winning mullet. Anyway, so they gave me this callback. I went to do a dance callback. I didn't know I was going to dance. So they wanted to see how well I move. And Gene...
are you a dancer already?
Yeah. No. I'm not a dancer.
Okay.
No. So...
I think you're being modest.
Well, let me tell you, something went right, because out of 200 people, they called me up the table again and said, how would you like to come move to Nashville and star in a show called Country Music USA? First time I saw my dad cry in my life.
Oh,
pretty cool. So
Greg, that's coming out of probably, I don't want to say a tough season, but change of life. So that.
Oh, it was. It was every dream come true for me, because I was going to go to Nashville. I didn't know what I was going to do after 3 months, because it was only a 3-month contract.
Now, are you married at this point?
No, we were engaged.
Engaged, okay.
Yeah, so we were engaged to be married, and we got married right after we moved to Nashville.
Tell us about your wife real quick.
So Brandy, I take that back. We weren't engaged, because we got engaged on stage at a show that I was doing.
Oh, wow.
In front of 3,000 people, and Porter Wagner engaged us.
Man, not
many
people can say that.
And I've got that video. I got that lasts forever. Brandy, 33 years together, married.
Yeah.
35 years together.
Yeah.
How many years you married?
Yeah, going on 27. Yeah, 27. We get in trouble here.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
Without Travis behind the camera, and he's newlywed.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
But
what's the marriage advice for our listeners?
Don't get divorced. Porter Wagner gave me a piece of advice. He said, Greg, marriage is like a tub of hot water. Once you've been in it for a while, it ain't so hot. And I said, Porter, how many times have you been married? He said, 3. I said, well, I don't need advice from you. No. For me, I will tell you, somebody did tell me marriage is 50-50. It's 100-100. If you're not in it all the time, something's going to fall apart. Every marriage has hiccups, right? It has hiccups because nobody's perfect. But what I have found over the years, if I tend to Brandy, if I tend to her needs, if I care for her, if I put her before me, which I didn't do for a long time, Autry, when I put her first, things really work out really.
That sounds like a verse of scripture right there. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, that changed our marriage.
Yeah, that's great. Tell me about your faith, man.
Thank you. It took me 37 years to find it. I got baptized because Brandy wanted to get baptized, and I did that just to shut her up. Let's get baptized. And I told Pastor Bronny Bird, I said, okay, where do I sign the paperwork? I need to fill out some forms here. And he said, Greg, I was CEO growing up, Christmas, Easter, and occasionally. Yeah. Brandy grew up Catholic, right?
Yeah.
So we were baptized. I'll make this really quick, but we got baptized. The next week she said, okay, you ready to go to church? And I said, well, no, Sundays are my day off. I said, you take the kids and go on. She did that. Well, after months of doing that, I remember her coming and saying, you're not the guy to lead this family. It's time for you to go. And I remember crying like a baby, begging to stay. And I was sleeping on a sleep-out sofa. And I got down under this rickety fan on 6th Avenue, North Myrtle Beach, right down the street from Ocean Drive Presbyterian. And I had a second conversation with God in my life that sounded just like my first conversation, which only happened a few years early, and that is, God, I'm lost, can you help me? I love that lady in the other room, but I don't like her right now. And I love my babies. Kids were so small. I said, can you help me? 2 days later, Autry, she came home with a book by Max Lucado. It's called Love Worth Giving, based off 1 Corinthians love chapter. And I don't like to read, but we read that book over the course of a few weeks. She'd read some every night. I'd read some. Our marriage got closer ever since that moment, and it's been baby steps ever since. And that's been a long time ago.
Wow.
But that, you know, I hear so many stories about women leading their guys to salvation, and Brandy did that for me. And but God saved I believe He saved my marriage. He saved my family. He saved me from me, because I kept getting my own way.
So it was an honest prayer between you and God.
Oh man,
Under the fin.
it was a conversation.
Yeah.
And I talk to Him all the time.
Amen. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh my gosh, thanks for asking. I appreciate that. I don't get to share that with a lot of people, but thank you.
So Opryland for a while?
Yeah, Opryland for 3 years, and that's where I won Star Search with Ed McMahon, which was my second audition.
So you were working and then did the competition?
So I was working at Opryland. They came through town and said they were having auditions. I auditioned for this show in front of in a studio like this, dark, one camera guy, and singing this song that I tried to learn the night before on a karaoke tape. Well, the whole thing fell apart. I was nervous wreck, first of all, singing in a dark room to a camera. Producers kept saying, "It's Greg, man." He said, "Listen." He said, "You still really." He said, "You sound so good on those lines that you know.
Yeah.
Do you know a whole song?" And I said, "Well, the song I wanted to do was "The Fireman" by George Strait." I said, "I've sung that thing a million times, but I couldn't find the karaoke tape." Well, he poked his head out in the lobby where all these other hopefuls were.
Yeah.
This guy, he said, "I got that out in the truck." And it's on he brought it in, put it in the tape deck. I was in and out in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Got home to Brandon and said, "That was the worst experience it was awful. How'd it go?" 3 weeks later, Ed McMahon called the house and said, "Congratulations.
Wow.
You're going to come be on Star Search."
That's awesome.
And 1 week turned into 9 weeks, which turned into Male Vocalist of the Year. And that opened up a whole bunch of doors.
Wow.
And that's when Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis's longtime manager, saw me from his living room in Vegas. The next week, he flew me and Brandy out to Las Vegas to have lunch at the Las Vegas Hilton.
Yeah.
Which turned into a 5-hour meeting.
Yeah.
Which then turned to him calling his best friend Buddy Lee of Buddy Lee Attractions. The next week I signed an agency deal, and all of a sudden my name was on the roster with Willie and Waylon.
Wow.
And the Dixie Chicks and Mark Chestnut and Ronnie Millsap, all my heroes, you know.
Wow.
So it opened up a bunch of doors. And that same week, I played the Opry before because Porter Wagner had invited me to come be on his portion. But it was the first time I played the televised portion of the Grand Ole Opry. And that was a really big deal.
What'd you sing that night?
I sang a song called "A Little Heaven's Rubbing Off on Me."
Yeah.
It's a love song I sang for Brandy.
Yeah.
And it happened to be an old Porter Wagner song. Yeah. And that's why I did it.
Yeah.
Pay homage to my hero.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quickly running out of time.
Yes, okay.
Coming to Myrtle Beach. Tell me about that. Alabama Theatre.
Yeah.
For a good while.
Yeah. Alabama Theatre started in 2000, stayed through 2021. That's when I made the move during the pandemic, thinking I'm going to switch gears and do one-man shows. And that turned into one-man shows for 2.5 years. God opening another door with Brad and LaDonna Alexander. Our Brandy and I, those are our partners. And next thing you know, we're opening the doors to a theater.
Yeah, the Greg Rowles Legacy Theatre. And when did you start doing TV?
Back in Nashville. I hosted a couple shows.
Yeah.
One was called Country Online. It was a request song for. It was www.countryonline.com.
Yeah.
It's the World Wide Web. That's when it was brand new, you know. Did that, and then I did a show called Horsing Around for horse enthusiasts.
Yeah.
And then came to when I moved to Myrtle Beach. Ended up doing some commercials. Worked for Beach TV Network, Time Warner Cable, and I've been here in this studio for 19 years.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed it?
I'm having a ball, man. I'm sitting there talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm having a ball. I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah.
And the older that I've gotten, the more I enjoy it.
That's great.
I just truly love what I do.
Yeah.
Are you looking at the clock? Are we shorter time?
We're good.
I've talked too much.
No, we're good. We're good.
God bless you.
You know, Greg, I want to end where I started. Man, I just don't get no fake from you. I think it's all authentic how you love people, you love entertaining people, you love singing to people. And I think that's what's special about you. And I just want to thank you for all that you have given to the Grand Strand of Myrtle Beach. And thank you for being here today.
What a nice thing to say.
I feel that,
and
man.
I appreciate it very much.
Yeah. It's real, man.
I do appreciate it. Thank you.
And you got to come back because we didn't even scratch the surface, buddy. We didn't
I tell you what, next time I come back, you sit here and let me sit there.
Well, I think it's easier to sit here.
I get to interview you.
Will you take us out with a song?
Yeah, man. Love to.
Good deal.
Love to. Love to. Okay, Dolly. People smile and tell me I'm the lucky one. We've just begun. Think I'm gonna have a son. He will be like she and me, as free as a dove, conceived in love. The sun is gonna shine above. Even though I ain't got money, I'm so in love with the honey. Everything I bring, chain love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Seems as though a month ago I was paid a kite, never got high. I was a sorry guy. Now I smile and face a girl that wears my name. I'm through with the game. This boy will never be the same. Even though I ain't got money, I'm so in love with the honey. Everything will bring a chain of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Find the girl who holds the world in a paper cup. Yeah, drink it up. Love her and she'll bring you luck. And if you find she helps your mind, take her home. Don't live alone. Learn what the love is on. Even though I ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. Everything bring a chain of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Even though I ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. Everything will bring a chain of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright.